You know the feeling, right? You've got your phone in your hand, your thumb is just going on autopilot, and suddenly you look up and an hour has vanished. What is actually happening to our brains in that digital trance? Today, we are diving deep into zombie scrolling and figuring out how to stop the brain rot. Wow, that sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, doesn't it? But this description from the Newport Institute, it probably hits a little too close to home for a lot of us. If you've ever snapped out of a scrolling session and wondered where the time went, you know exactly what they're talking about. So, okay, let's put a name to this thing. What is this habit that seems to have so many of us in its grip? Let's define it. The term itself, which was coined by the security company McAfee, is just perfect. It's that mindless habitual scrolling. You're not actually looking for anything specific. You're not really learning anything new. You're just scrolling. And this isn't some dry academic definition. It's a real feeling, a pretty powerful one. This comment from a Reddit user, I think, just gets right to the heart of it. That weird mix of guilt and shame, that feeling of being totally consumed by the very technology that's supposed to be connecting us. And to really get a sense of the scale of this, brace yourself for this number. The average person scrolls through 300 feet of content every single day. That is literally the height of the Statue of Liberty. Just try to picture your thumb climbing that high day after day after day. That's how much scrolling we're doing. But why? Why are we scrolling the height of a national monument every day? Well, the answer lies in a really powerful psychological trap. This right here, this is the engine that drives the whole habit. You gotta think of it like a slot machine. It isn't the specific posts or videos that get us hooked, it's the total unpredictability of what's coming next. Our brains are hardwired to crave that random, unexpected reward. Dr. Don Grant uses this brilliant and, kinda unsettling analogy. We're basically like mice in a lab. The mouse pulls a lever, hoping for a treat, but it never knows when the treat is coming. We scroll our feed, hoping for a funny video or a bunch of likes, but we never know when that reward will show up. It's that randomness that creates the compulsion to just keep pulling the lever, or in our case, to just keep scrolling. And it's not just psychology. There are actual neurological changes happening inside our skulls, especially in a brain that's still developing. So let's get into the hard science of it. Scientists call it the dual systems model, and it really highlights this critical imbalance, particularly in the teenage brain. Think of it like this. You got a car with a brand new, supercharged engine, but the brakes are, they're still being installed. What could possibly go wrong? This visual shows that tug of war perfectly. See the red areas? That's our brain's reward system. It matures early on. It's fired up, it's hangry for that hit of gratification. But the blue areas? That's the control system, the part that handles self-regulation. And that part develops much, much later. That gap is exactly why the short-term buzz from screen time is so hard for a teenager to resist.
And hey, this isn't just a theory. The effects are real and tangible. Research has linked heavy screen time to physical changes in the brain's gray and white matter, the actual highways that carry information. And this can lead to some serious real-world consequences, like weaker impulse control and a disconnect between our decisions and our rewards.
So we've covered the why and the what, but when does mindless scrolling actually cross the line into something more serious? Let's talk about the warning signs. The Newport Institute lays out 8 really clear warning signs of phone addiction. Just listen to these. Do any of them hit home for you? That constant preoccupation with what's happening on social media, or that little spike of anxiety or irritability when you can't check your phone. These are the red flags that your habit might be controlling you and not the other way around. And one of the most common side effects has this fittingly creepy name: vamping. Yep, just like a vampire, you find yourself staying up deep into the night, sacrificing precious sleep for just one more scroll. And that vicious cycle of scrolling and sleep deprivation can take a huge toll on your health, both mental and physical. Look, recognizing the problem is the first step. So now for the most important part. How do we actually fight back and take back control? So clinicians suggest this really practical 4-step approach. First, you've got to be honest with yourself. Track your time. The numbers don't lie. Second, identify your triggers. What's the feeling that makes you reach for your phone? Are you bored? Anxious? Third, make an actual plan. And finally, you got to treat it like an experiment. See what's working, what isn't, and adjust as you go. And here's some fantastic real-world advice from people who have actually been there. Deactivating your accounts, even for just 10 or 30 days, can be a total reset. Deleting the apps themselves adds just enough friction to make you think twice. Setting app timers creates a hard stop. And maybe the most powerful tip of all, the next time you get that urge, just pause for a second and ask yourself, why? That simple question can be enough to break the spell. Ultimately, this all boils down to this really powerful idea from Dr. Don Grant. The goal isn't to demonize technology, it's about agency. It's about you making a conscious choice, about you being the one in control of your device, not becoming a hostage to it. So, as we wrap up, I'm just going to leave you with this one question. The next time you pick up your phone, ask yourself, was that a conscious choice or was it a mindless reflex? The answer might just change everything.